Wow. Before the break, we were talking about the books that Pastor Van Sharpe has written.
7.
And I mean, you have some awesome books here. Tell us again where we can get your books and...
Great. Well, you can log on to our website. Our website is www.newnesoflifechristiancenter.org. You can log on there, and you can get in, all our materials available to you. Or you can call our office at area code 252-641-0098.
Awesome.
You had a post office box, too.
Yes, that's the mailing address is P.O. Box 1462, Tarboro, North Carolina, zip code 27886.
Very good.
Now,
Amen.
Do you come out and minister to other churches? And
Oh, yes. In fact, we are a bishop, and we oversee several churches in Clayton, in Tarboro, as well as in Battlesboro, and we preach all around. And you all have some great churches here in the city of Greenville.
We do.
But we need a movement. We need a unity or a union in the body of Christ that will overturn the works of darkness and really put the church in the forefront, as leading,
Right.
And guiding. I think there's a place for the church and the body of Christ in the midst of all these questions and all of this fighting and killing and destroying. And we were talking about your book before the break, Sheep Taming Wolves.
Amen.
Let's talk about that and how you see that helping the church and the body of Christ.
Well, Jesus said, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves." And Jesus taught us to be wise as serpents, but harmless as doves. So Jesus is sending out sheep where wolves are. Strange place for and then he called himself the good shepherd. How can you be a good shepherd sending sheep where wolves are? Wolves are going to devour and tear up sheep. But Jesus understood the dynamic of a sheep being meek and mild, and he knew that meekness is not weakness. So we talk about how an ornament of a meek, and even the Bible says a soft answer turns away wrath.
Yes, it does.
So he sends us out here, and we are to operate in meekness. Meekness is not weakness. Meekness is power or under restraint, where you demonstrate a type of self-control and you don't lose your cool, and you operate in a meekness that people cannot resist. It cannot resist when you go out as a sheep in the midst of wolves. That's the approach that Martin Luther King used to turn things around. A violent approach wouldn't have never turned it around. He would have created more violence. But he told us how to operate with that meekness, and through that, look what happened.
Wow.
Look what
I see you
turned
rolling around in your head. Go ahead, Jan.
I really am. It's just so paradoxical. It's the opposite
Yes.
of what the world is saying today. Guns, the answer to that, they're saying more guns, but that's not the answer.
That's not. In fact, I had a young man, I came up in the projects, and this young man, he and I mean, almost every day he wanted to fight me. I mean, we was fighting out there in the projects, and one day my mother and father got tired of him fighting me. He came over and they held him so I could punch him. Say, look, you hit him. You hit this boy. And instead of hitting the guy, I ran in the house and I cried. And my dad and my mom were like, what in the world wrong with you? I'm holding him and you wouldn't even hit him. The next day when I got on the bus, that young man stood up for me, told him, look, move over, Van, gonna sit down. We never fought again.
Wow.
Never fought again, because it was that meekness that overpowered that wolf and that attitude that he wanted to convey. So sheep has to tame a wolf. Another wolf can never tame another wolf. It takes a sheep to tame a wolf.
Well, what about that in marriages?
Oh, yeah.
It works in marriage as well.
I
I tell people in marriage, you got to continually use words like baby, sweetheart, dear, honey. Even when you're having a discussion, you got to say, baby, I don't see it that way. Honey, I don't. Those words heal. Those words keep things in a way that the argument is never escalating to the place where you think divorce or talk ugly to one another, because it's very, very important that we use those words, baby, sweetheart, dear. Whenever my wife is talking, baby, dear, honey, okay, baby, I don't, baby, sweetheart, dear. It keeps things at a level where you can make it through.
Lola, I know you agree. How long have you been married?
We've been married going on 42 years.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Awesome.
To God be the glory.
Yes,
using
how
things
beautiful.
like honey, dear, no, baby. No, I don't know if we use all of those, but we will start using them. But, those are good things to use for our kids.
Yes.
And, when we need something, to
Yeah.
talk nice to them,
It does.
So it's just that tone I find, learning to bring my voice down lower and
Yes.
softer.
It's-
I used to be a cheerleader, so I talk really loud and fast and a lot. So
Yeah.
sometimes I have to calm myself down,
But
whisper.
you really have a very calming voice. I
Yes.
know on your voicemail, it's very, very calming. But you're right about our children. We need to say these
Yeah.
names to them.
That's right.
Because they hear so many other things.
And you think about how God called Gideon mighty man of valor.
And he was hiding, that
That's right. He was-
coward.
but yeah, most
But-
people say you coward, you hiding over there. But God never saw him as that. He said, "You mighty man of valor."
He sees us as we will be,
Yes,
as
he
we
sees
are,
the
as we
potential.
really are.
Well, this
Amen.
is really good. So stay tuned. We'll be back.